Man, it has been a long time coming. If y'all don't know who we are, man, y'all about to figure out, man. We got a new show for y'all. Flag on the culture. That's what the show is called. Man, we gonna get into some hot topics. What's going on in today's climax as far as football, sports, parenting, talking about controversy going on in the world, all these things, man. Aaron, bro, how you feeling tonight, though, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready to get these hot topics going, man. I'm ready to keep these people inspired, man. Thanks for having me, man. And let's get this show on the road, man. Let's see what we can, let's see how many people we can inspire and
Nah,
how many
facts,
flags we get to throw on the culture.
facts, man. Yeah, bro. This show is some truth, some opinions of ours, right? What we see, what's going on in the world we're in, and of course, those people who really don't have a say in what's going on because they just not heard or people feel like they don't know what they're talking about. So it's very unfortunate. That's a lot going on, but hey, we gonna get down to it, man. But without
Nitty
further
gritty
ado,
style.
yeah, exactly. So without further ado, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Arness Ikner. I'm also known as Coach Ike, and this is my host right here, co-host.
What's up, guys? I'm Aaron Simpson, also known as Coach Squirm, Coach Squirm, head CEO of Not Easily Broken Fitness.
Yeah, man. So, um, we both train, but we gonna get into that. But we ultimately we are businessmen, and at the same time, we love and have passionate for these kids, for these young adults. I want to mentor and inspire, and that's our goal. That's our whole goal. And Aaron, man, can you share where you located at and where mainly your focus is right now?
My focus is in St. George, Utah, southern Utah. That's about an hour from Las Vegas, an hour and 45 minutes. I know it's a time change. But yeah, I'm in St. George, Utah. Very small area, small town. So for some of you that don't know of it, look it up. We right behind Vegas. So I know everybody know Las Vegas. We literally right behind Vegas. We're the first city when you enter Utah.
Nah, man. So that's where Aaron is at, and I'm in Pasadena, San Gabriel Valley area. Um, so everybody knows me as Coach Ike. Do DB training, consulting. Um, you know, just trying to give back, make an impact with the kids I come across, and have fun with it, man. I think I do it at a high level. I've been fortunate to play at a high level, but at the same time, I've been able to help guys at the next level as well. And Aaron is a testament of that, and we're gonna get into that too in this show. But yeah, man. So you guys can have a little better understanding of who we are, where we come from. But Aaron, bro, we both from Pasadena. We actually went to the same high school. So, bro, can you share, bro, how your upbringing was, man? How was that?
Upbringing family wise or upbringing when we were around each other.
Nah, upbringing your family wise, coming up, from where you are now. How was that upbringing for you?
Uh, as an adult now, I look back on it and it was I was fortunate. I was blessed. I thank God. I'm from a single parent home. Um, my mom worked hard. We seen our mom working every day. She made a salon at the house. So we seen hard work. You know what I'm saying? Dad was here and there. Dad was like a seasonal dad here during football season. Um, every once in a while, checking up, making sure time to time we was good, but not as much as three young men would need it. You know what I'm saying? So we struggled here and there. You know what I'm saying? We struggled, but we didn't struggle for things we needed. We
Yeah.
struggled for the things we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So um, it was a fortunate upbringing. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a lot of ups and downs, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
definitely, what I've learned as an adult is a lot of growth. I mean, he was there to see me from the
Yep.
running roses to high school to college. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you see my journey, and you got the understanding of where my family come from. We had a church in Pasadena. My grandfather had a church out there. Um, so we come from a Christian background where, faith, and we stood on God's business, you know what I'm saying, in a sense of belief, understanding what faith is. Man, and that's why I think we can connect the way we can connect to now as
Mhm.
adults, because of where you started and how you inspired us with your work, you know what I'm saying? So just the upbringing was I was fortunate to have the upbringing I was have. It was the best that it could be for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I appreciate everything I encountered and came across in life. So it was good enough for the times that we were able to succeed through, I would say.
Facts, facts. I mean, shoot, people who don't know, bro, Aaron is the funniest dude, bro. Aaron was a class clown in high school, man. Aaron had everybody rolling, but at the same time, Aaron, and I tell him to, he networks so powerful. You would think he's the CEO of every company. He just knows everybody, and that's his gift, bro. I tell him all the time, bro. He got a superpower. If Aaron knows somebody, he gonna connect you, and if you think he don't know somebody, he gonna get the details, and y'all gonna be connected. So that's the great thing about you, bro. Great thing
Yeah,
about
appreciate that, man.
you. Yeah, bro. And then my upbringing, like Aaron said, man, I'm a little older than Aaron. I graduated high school in '08, and my upbringing, I'm the youngest of four. My closest sibling to me is my brother, and he's 10 years older than me. So
Big
everybody else is
fan.
double digit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was blessed as far as I was able to see my siblings go through things, and I can maneuver and see what works for them and what not. Everybody's not given that luxury to see, how if you sow something, what they're gonna reap. I actually did see it. At the same time, my parents, who are older, I'm blessed to still have them. They're both in their 70s. They taught me so much as far as a foundation in God. My dad was an assistant pastor. We used to have church at my house. Born and raised in the church. At the same time, my siblings also helped me stay on the path. So I was very fortunate, and people always ask me, or they say like Ernest, like you was different when we was younger. Like how was you like that? And I tell people all the time, it's just because my parents, they gave me the foundation that I needed, and I think my mom, not I think I know, and she did this with all of her kids. She spoke life in us, and I knew who I was as an individual at a young age. I never believed in peer pressure. Nobody can make me do something I didn't want to do. I always wanted to do what I want to do. I was quiet, but now as I've grown older, I always was told I was a leader. I didn't understand it, but now I'm starting to understand. I'm stepping in that role now. So my upbringing was a blessing, truly a blessing, and I've been fortunate to see and do things because of the foundation my parents have set for me.
Yeah, and that's awesome, man. That's man, like I said, when we was coming up, we looked at you and seen you after practice, and we was kids. We seen you stay after practice in a youth league.
Uh huh.
We like, man, yeah, that's why he the one with all them medals, winning all them races. He the one coming back like that. Yeah, that's why. But we never
and
we didn't take we understood it, but we didn't take it as serious as we seen it, if that makes
yeah.
sense. You know what I'm saying? Like we understood what the hard work was, but that's kind of like the environment that I'm in now. St. George, man, these kids see it on Instagram and they're like, yeah, I could go to college. But they
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the required work put in. They don't understand the foundation that you got to set up for yourself, or the foundations that your parents got to set up for you
Exactly.
to just have a smooth, you get what I'm saying, smooth sailing life. So, man, we like I give it to you, your parents, and everybody for your whole village, bro. Because
Mm-hmm.
man, when we seen your brother, we seen you and your brother.
Yep. Yep.
Like when we seen Farron, we like, Okay, this it make a lot of sense now. You know what I'm saying? So,
Uh,
man, you know, I've been respecting you since we was kids and on to adults, and that's just how it is. So, man, y'all got to understand that, like, as a kid, you look up to somebody, but then the tables also turn if you take the understanding that this person is trying to give you, that y'all can come together and y'all can actually help a lot more other people out
mhm.
than you think. You get what I'm saying? Rather than you saying,
Yeah.
oh, that's just my coach, or that's just my, nah, Arness is a brother, Arness is a friend, Arness is a family member, he's a coach, he's
Mhm.
my trainer. Like, is different, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it is for me. So I know once you guys grow the relationship with him and y'all get a better understanding of the type of person he is, and you take heed to his story, man, y'all going, man, not to sound too clingy or nothing, but you gonna cling on to him and get the understanding of, man, I'm trying to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I appreciate that. And it's funny because you say something about my mom. She said she's like Ernest, like you were special. I'm like, what you mean? She was like you were special, like on a short bus, like the coach would tell you something and you wouldn't even question it. You would just do it and you do it full speed. I'm like, well, y'all told me to obey it. So listen, like, I don't know what she's like. I don't like kids just not doing that these days. And I look back on it and it's just like, you know what? I guess I was just believing and trusting in what they had to say. And as I've grown older, you get to understand who knows what they talking about and who doesn't. But man, it's like I said, I've definitely been
That
blessed.
discernment, that's that foundational discernment they set up.
Yeah. So man, it's definitely a blessing. But man, we here today, man, and I want to get into the first topic, bro, because this is major. We both played college. We both missed out. I think you can get something, but I can't because I've been out of the game too long. But bro, what are your thoughts on this name, image, and likeness, and how do you think should all play out?
Well, they need to put a cap on it.
You think so?
Number one, number one, they need to put a cap on it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from a college offering a high school player, I don't think it's a cap. I
Yeah.
don't think it needs to be a cap. I think it needs to be one within the colleges. Like, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be I like it, but then it's like I like it, but then it's some things I like about it and it's some things that I don't like about it. So I don't want to sound like a hater because I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of other things. Like, it's you got to have a foundation. Like we was just the starting point of this show. You got to have a foundation. You got to have ground base. You got to have something to stand on to understand what you really getting yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause it's and we know we train. You know what I'm saying? It's in the area that I'm in, you'll get a high school train, a high school dad that went to high school, and he now wants to convert to training. He wants to turn his training over. So the understanding to me is just like, how are you going to help your kid prepare for a level after high school if you haven't been to a level after high school or something like that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
just setting up that foundational base, man, you got to have that. Like, because these kids nowadays, they're making a lot of money. Like, I'm at a school called Utah Prep out here. And I'm fairly new. They got the number one kid in the nation there, going to
Mm.
BYU. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just was talking to his dad, like, man, like, how did you come? Like, what? He like, man, my son didn't even want to play basketball, but as soon as he found out, as soon as he wanted to play, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told him he's gonna do. I had daughters before that, and I knew, that mom would more so do this. And man, I figured out a way, and I told him, don't look back. Um, BYU just paid him 8 million or something like that to come there. So it's like the tables is turning, bro. But if you set up a good foundation for these kids, the tables aren't necessarily like fully turning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just for me, like I said, that number one kid is a perfect example because his parents, His dad is African and his mom's Jamaican. I know they got foundation.
Yeah.
They're not even supposed to be with each other. You know what I'm saying? So just having like I like it's crazy to me how much these kids can make it turn around and feel like they the parents now.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So if you set up the foundation of where we worked on this together as a unit, give them understanding, how to have gratitude.
Yeah.
Um, and you always got to give kids understanding and giving back. Like that's just me in general. Like we didn't have nothing growing up, but we always still wanted to give something back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think you got to set up a ground foundation for them. I just really think you got to set up a foundation for them to really have a firm understanding. I haven't gotten deep into the politics and deep into the logistics side of NIL to where I've studied it, to where I've like, you know what I'm saying? I just heard of a few players and this, that, and the other, and a player taking a pay cut to go to a different school, and just small stuff like that is like, it's a lot of stuff that's involved in that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Rather than just money. So I just think if you set up a great base foundation for these kids to walk on, they got a way better understanding. Financial literacy needs to be put in high school right now. Financial literacy needs to be take PE, not take PE out. They need that. Take out electives. Like
Mm-hmm.
take out one elective and put that in for that. Take out driving. Just a lot of car accidents, high rates. Take that out. Get that up out of there. Substitute that with financial literacy. Get these kids understanding what credit is. Get these kids understanding what a mortgage is. Get these kids understanding what investment is. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Yeah.
bro, growing up, my dad told me don't touch credit. And I'm around all people out here that go in with no cash and use their name.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, not to say my credit bad or nothing, but that's like, I don't have anything on like I ain't.
You behind the ball.
You
Behind
get
it.
what I'm saying? So just man, if you got that understanding and you getting that name, image, and likeness, and you one of them top guys, or not even a top guy, if you man, if you making more money than you supposed to make at the age that you at, set up a foundation. You don't need to hire somebody. You don't need you can definitely get you a consultant, but make sure this person gonna stay with you until you go professional. That's my thing about it. Like if you starting with somebody, you got money is trust, bro. We all know that. You get what I'm saying? So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming straight to Ness. He do consulting too. So I'm gonna come to the same dude that trained me. Bam. And now I know I could trust him with my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to that, bro. And giving a 17-year-old a lot to think about without having a foundational base, it can get ugly. What you think about like what you think about it? What's your like what you think about like I know you do a lot more research on it, you know what I'm saying? It could get more into detail on it. That's just my take on what I think and what I've seen, small stuff.
So this whole name, image, and likeness, I like it and I still don't, because we're talking about these kids can get paid off their likeness more so than anything. I think kids should get paid off of being able to play in general. So I just want to start with that. Now, the name, image, and likeness, I love it, and I love it for a lot of reasons. One, as young athletes, we get to learn business, and this whole world, our economy is based off of business. So the quicker and faster we can learn business as young adults, the better we can be along in life. Who are the most taken advantage people on this planet? Is old people and young people. And why is that? Because we do not have knowledge, or we don't have understanding of what's going on in both spectrums of those groups. So now, if we're educated on how to conduct business at a young age, we're going to understand what is not a good deal and what's not a bad deal. The reason why we hear some headlines like, "Hey, this kid is doing this and doing that," everybody's trying to figure out what to do, because this is the first time we these kids have been in these positions. And I think, and I agree with you, a foundation needs to be set. And I believe that, individuals who have trust with these people, with these young men and women who are training them, coaching them, they should be able to advocate someone who does have the resources or does have the knowledge or understanding to get these kids the right information. Um, at the same time, I think now we get to see who is managing these things correctly. Now, do I believe a 17-year-old will know how to manage if they got $1 million, 500,000? No. But at the same time, I feel it's great because now there is leverage that you can pull with the NFL. So when Caleb Williams, when he was talking about at SC, when he was there, he was talking about like, I want part ownership areas. Like everybody's like, oh, he's crazy. In my mind, I said that's genius. And the reason why it's genius is because if he did not go and went back to college and stayed for more money, and it's not even about the money, it's about leverage. And life is all about leverage. But if he stayed, you know how many dollars the NFL is going to miss out on because he stayed at USC another year. And then let's say if Caleb went overseas to go play football, right? He'd be like, oh, you losing money. Y'all not understanding. He has created more leverage now because he'd be like, look, I'm getting paid overseas and I got equity in the team. On top of, if you want to match it, you're going to have to give me equity. But we got this mentality, oh, we need to be grateful for what we got. Caleb was going to be good with the NFL or not. Like, mind you, he's going to be straight. But, everybody goals is different. And people need to understand there's different ways to skin a cat. But I love the opportunity. Not everybody can understand. And I want to say this because money is everything. This is in the Bible. So money is everything. At the same time, we need to understand how much it's a resource though. Because if I give you $1 million today, but would you die tomorrow for it? Everybody gonna say no. I don't want that $1 million if I gotta die tomorrow. So so you saying time is more important than that money. So now we got to understand how to use that money as a resource to give us more of our time. And once kids can understand that, I think over the years business will get better. And at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that's not talked about that's being done on the college level. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. I love the NIL awards, but I don't want the NCAA to put their hands in it. I want each school to be responsible, just like a business, because the NFL, NBA,
like a salary cap.
Yeah, they just determine a salary cap, but let each business do that because each business got different money though. So
they got different. Yeah, they got different people that's going to invest. Different. Yeah, you're right.
So if USC can get 20 million in a collective or whatnot, and then Fresno State can get only 10 million, then let them decide. But you don't be like, oh, everybody got to have 10 million. You capping out one school, man. You gonna talk about, oh, they got an advantage? Hey, that's your fault. I better come up with some more money. That's how business works. So I like it, but they gonna figure it out. I just don't want everybody to put their hands in it like they say, man.
Yeah, but it's money. They're gonna have everybody gonna try to have their hands in it.
No, facts.
Yeah, it's money. And it's college. They've been using and abusing for years. So they just going through the small little logistics to figure out how they can use and abuse even more. So it's a fickle game, but you got to, like I said, man, we preaching that you got to have a foundation set up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that foundation set up. And the thing about it now, bro, like I think these kids, they in a position of where they don't even have to touch that NIL money, bro, because of all the marketing deals that they have. Like, I think a lot of these kids, like, with the following they have, number one, you don't even need to play football no more. Let's just put that straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a kid with 50,000 followers right now and you're not marketing yourself, you need to turn the light on. You using your Instagram, or you don't understand how much of a business you are. If 50,000 people follow you, not a bot, 50,000 humans follow you, you need to have some type of something coming in. You need to have so like it's more so on how much of a business do you understand that you are, because now it's not to the point where you're only as strong as your weakest man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're weak, you weak, that's on you. You ain't got no money, that's on you. You
Yep.
ain't marketing yourself, that's on you. You ain't gonna get no money. You just gonna be on scholarship. So you get what I'm saying? Like it's just different. It's different. It's different. I want to do more research on how the collective works. You know what I'm saying? Like how the NIL collective works. Like I want to do more research on that just to
Yeah.
figure out.
So essentially, how the collective, for people who don't know, right? The collective, essentially, the school. I'm not gonna say they raise money, but they're donating money by
Okay,
fans.
so the donors are donating
Yeah,
to
they
Okay.
donating to the money. Now, how much money is in that pot, right? That can be like 10 million. That can be 1 million, right? However, how big the school is, how much they can get the donors to donate to them, and then from there they disperse the school, the GMs, right? They disperse how much is going to go to certain players and who's going to get what. This is where a lot of kids not understanding. NIL is not is subject only to the collective. You can make your own money based off who you are. And I see some kids that I know, they're in high school, college already. They are partnering with businesses, and I'm not sure exactly how those deals are working, but that is the way it should be done, rather than only waiting on your school to determine how much you're worth. How about you go out there and command your own market, and therefore, once again, you have leverage when it comes to your performance on the field. But you got to understand the
Yeah,
game
you're
and
gonna
understand
understand
business.
business. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to understand those things.
yeah, you're gonna understand business a lot more too. So yeah, so man, y'all make sure y'all take them nuggets, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to do a lot more research myself on that NIL, but I just know if you don't got a foundation, I know this with anything
Mm-hmm.
in life, no foundation, you all over the place. So
Nah,
especially being 16, 17 and top athlete in your class, working hard you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, y'all make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, man.
big time. So you just brought up class, right? So let's get into that. So I call it holdbacks. They try to make it fancy, reclassifying, right? Where you was held back in middle school, and then you set out a year, 2 years, and then you go into high school. So you essentially are waiting for you to be older, and you're playing against a class below or two classes below. How you what you think about this, bro?
I always played up. I always played up. I got to high school and realized that I was playing up when everybody was a grade or two grades above me.
Yep.
So I can't I can't step down the competition, but I understand the finesse you doing within, within what it is. Personally don't have a problem with it. Like I personally don't have a problem with it. I'm all about development. I love to see kids develop. If you're not developed and you're not ready for high school, sit back. Now,
Mm-hmm.
development don't just mean on the field.
Yep.
Man, if you could read 700 words per minute but can't tell me what you just read, development. I know I can't give you a playbook and you run in there and tell 10 players what to do. You get what I'm saying? So just
Yep.
development, like as a parent, that's what you have to see as for your kid. You have to see, how does your kid learn? What does my kid want to learn? That's why I think, man, homeschool is becoming one of the best things you could do for your child, man. You're not in a public school system. Um, you're not necessarily dependent on somebody to teach you what you really don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Homeschool is really teaching you the financial literacy, credit. They have credit like like different days where they're working on credit. They'll have days where they give you, even if it's fake Monopoly money, it don't matter. It's an
Yep.
understanding. They giving you money and telling you, okay, we're gonna go to the student store today. Boom, bam. Now setting you up for real life situations rather than your parent holding your hand around just buying you everything. You get out of school, your parent doesn't have enough time. You get what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm all about development, bro. So if your kid ain't, if you're not developed, hold them back, hold them back, hold them back. Go ahead and hold them back, but don't just hold them back for football. That is cheating. That's cheating. Don't just hold them back for football. You get what I'm saying? And listen, you're gonna hold them back, go to homeschool, and now they like 2 years held back. So then when you get in high school, you say, all right, he needs to play with the guys his age because he's been tearing guys up his whole life. What? No, he's gonna what is it called? Plateau? He's gonna stay
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, what is he? He's gonna stay the he's either stay the same, he's going down. Like, what do you mean? He's no longer the big bully no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's you got your pros and your cons, man. I see it in good ways and I see it in bad ways. Bad ways, if you're just doing it for football, you tripping out.
Yeah.
If you
So
just
that's how people, because I've known some people, they need to be held back, right? Grade wise, development wise. As far as in the classroom, it wasn't there. Yes, they needed to be held back, but more so, this is happening because parents are taking advantage of maximizing that your son's or daughter's body. And when I first heard it, I didn't agree with it, but I actually started to like really think about it. I said it's smart because you're talking to someone who
4 years
has
on varsity.
broke their collarbone, someone who's also tore their ACL. You only get one body, and football, right? It's not very long, especially if you get in the NFL. So prior to um, college, you wasn't getting paid. So just think, you play football, let's say just at 7, 8 years old, and you get to 18 years old, and you all broken up, and you haven't made a dollar yet. Not a dollar. That's why I also like NIL, because you get to profit off everybody else profiting off of you. But you haven't made a dollar yet. Then you go to college, which is very hard to do, especially with the transfer portal out of high school. So now you in high school, I mean you in college, and your body's already banged up, and you got to produce just hopefully to get in the NFL. And the crazy thing about it, everybody don't make it to the NFL. So if you telling me, if my son or myself as an athlete, if I can maximize my body, take less hits, get ready physically, because I played varsity as a sophomore. I got hurt. Hurt my ankle, and then my junior year, I separated my AC joint. So I understand, and these are football injuries. They happen. But let's just say I'm 10 times or 10 pounds heavier, stronger. Does those injuries happen? Do I understand how not to take a hit or something like that?
You even move different too when you're stronger.
Exactly. Um, so that's where I see the pros of it, especially if I'm going to be, a guy. I'm going to be the guy though too. Now, where I don't like it is where you hold the kid back too long, and now they run out of time, as far as, because in state of California, if you're 19 and you're trying to play, they're not going to let you play.
No.
So it's over at that point in time.
And
So
that's in high school, right?
in high school, yes, in high
Yeah,
school,
I heard somebody had to reclassify because they was in that situation out there.
yeah.
But see,
So
I mean, that's it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight out, bro. If they don't put no rules on it, do it. Do it. I don't care about the pros and cons. If they don't put rules on it, then you don't do it. Go ahead and
mm-hmm,
do it. It's not. What are you arguing? Like, what are you really arguing about? If you get
yep,
into what are you really arguing about? Like, so my child is so you know what I'm saying? So in a sense, it's like do it. They ain't got no rules on it. Ain't no rules. There aren't any rules to it. So do it for as long as until they start putting barriers on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me. And if truth be told, that's been started.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They've been doing that. You would not have players like, man, they've been doing that. And truth be told, the number one thing is make sure your body is developed by the time you get up there with them grown men.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Your goal is to play with grown men. So yes, I'm holding my son back. Yes, I'm holding my daughter back. Yes, I'm holding them back so they can have that muscle density to have that understanding that like once they like they know you're not gonna crumble when you get hit.
Yep. Yep.
So I
I
mean,
mean,
I do it. It ain't no
we
rules
we
to it.
we know some players. We played against them because when I was in high school, it was talked about, but it really wasn't like big how it is now. Like it was some
Man, we was
dudes.
bagging on dudes like that. We wasn't really like calling them holdbacks. We like, man, you got a beard. You're not supposed to be over here. Ain't nobody with a beard. Your beard hanging out your chin strap.
But I,
And
I remember I remember that Oaks Christians team when they was winning those championships. Those dudes was holdback. A
for
lot of them
sure,
dudes was holdback.
yeah, yeah,
A
I
lot
know.
of them dudes.
Come on, but
So,
you see how big that running back 26 was by the time Amir played against him and where he went after that? Yeah, all right. Yeah, he was running. Oh my, come on, man. They know it's like, bro, come on now. It started, I think it starts all over the place. We know who
nah,
really
fact.
started that. I ain't gonna get into it like as far as cultures and stuff like that, but we don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Just with the gifts and the natural, the people I've been around, if you're from Pasadena, you don't need to do that.
Nah, fact.
Straight up.
Fact.
I don't know about people from the other parts of the world. If you're from Pasadena, you don't have to do that.
Fact.
You putting yourself more ahead to get more offers.
I mean, we know we've been around a guy who's actually a 3-star, 4-star, and he going to a prominent school out here in LA. He's a holdback. So
I
we
would have
we
did that too because he's still the
yeah,
same size that he's you feel me? So it worked out. You feel me now? How you progressively get bigger when you get there?
yeah,
That's because if that's the only thing they talking about, go fix that. They ain't
yeah.
talking about nothing else. If that's the only thing they talking about, go fix that. Now, put him in his regular grade.
Nah, yeah. Shoot, it was one dude. It was one dude at Miami. Now I know he got injured, and he also was during COVID. I think he had like 8 years of eligibility. It was something that's wild. So man, you playing against grown men, and it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like the advantage that you have, um, they never talk about it. Is kind of crazy. And I saw some. I saw a post. I don't know how true it is. It was like Calvin Ridley is like the same age as Amari Cooper, but Amari Cooper been
Mark
in the
Cooper
league
been in the
like
league for 4, 5, 7 years.
yeah. So it's like it's kind of crazy how that's the case, and it's just like
But I heard they different down south too, though. Amari Cooper might have been. He might have needed that development mentally. You get what I'm saying? They all get what I'm saying. They use their words different. They grow up talking different. Not to throw
yeah,
no
no,
shade on them or nothing like that. But I've heard about the South being different with education. So
not
I
fact.
I totally understand a 2 year holdback from the South and that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So I that right there, like I said, we made a point that if it's educational or anything like that, I totally got the understanding. I got held back. I didn't
Yeah,
even know I got held back until till I got like I said, till I got to high school and everybody that I played with was older than me. So I'm like, oh, somebody knew
wait,
what they
wait.
was
How
doing.
you not know you got held back though?
The reason why I didn't know I got held back because, and I'm not saying like I didn't know I got held back. I'm playing with older guys. When I got in high school, they a year ahead of me.
Got you. Okay, okay.
So
Got
I'm
you.
like, I'm just playing youth football with them.
Yeah.
In my first year in high school, how they on varsity, and I'm no way. Did I hold on? Did you not do something when I was? You get what I'm saying? So that's
Mm-hmm.
just once I realized that I'm like, oh, somebody knew what they was doing. Somebody, but
Yeah.
I knew it was for school, bro. I couldn't focus on half the stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's both ways, bro. It's both ways. If you a thin mint, if you know you got genetics where you pixie stick genetics, I'm holding you back. If you know you got bird brain genetics, hold them back. You get what I'm saying? Because it happens like that, man.
I remember freshman year, and I don't know if you remember Rob, little Rob. Uh, we came in as freshmen. I weighed 110. Now I'm different from Rob though. Like Rob was skinny. I can do 205 at this point as a freshman though. But I was 110 and Rob was like probably like 105. And Pawpaw was just laughing like, bro, y'all too small. I'm like, it's crazy. It's nothing you can do at this point. Like, hey, I'm eating, I'm lifting, I'm one of the strongest guys, but I'm not gaining no weight. It's nothing I can do.
Man, nothing, bro. I was putting weights in my pants and Pop Warner
to make the
to make
weight.
the weight. Man, I ate a whole box of pizza and like, man, I never eat a hot dog again from that. I ate like 10 hot dogs on that day. I would never touch a hot dog again. They tortured me. Yeah, we was putting weights in our pants. I mean, it's cheating, but we was one of them good ones.
Whatever
They
you
was
got to
doing what
do to
they can.
play. Whatever you
Man,
got to do.
hey, whatever you gotta do. If your kid is skinny, hold him back. If he challenged a little mentally, hold him back. It's
Yeah.
gonna give him, trust me, it's gonna give the kid more confidence to be a more inspiration to their generation. Depending on how you present the situation to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like you have to actually, boom, if you're taking the time as a parent, I got kids who I work with, special needs kids and the normalcy kids. So I got kids who some could read a lot of words, but can't turn around and tell me what they read.
Yeah.
So after a while, I'm just like, hey, I think we should, take a little step back, introduce to him, start, letting him know that, you might be held back. And just imagine with these problems he might still have these problems going into the year, but watch the end of the year. Watch the
Yeah.
confidence. Watch how creative this kid comes. Don't get him a phone during this time. Let his mind really get going and let him become creative during this time. You get what I'm saying? So it's benefits, bro. Like it's benefits. I personally, bro, we didn't care. We cared about friends, but we was getting our own work in, bro. I'm in Southern Utah, and these parents will literally tell me, well, he's been growing up with his friends, and I want him to play with his friends. All right, well, cool. Put his friends and his name on that scholarship, because I guarantee you the coach ain't gonna do that.
Exactly.
So you want to play that game? Go ahead and play that game. So I think it's good, bro. And then I think it's good, especially for a lot of kids that might have to go JC because they lack talent.
Yep.
So I think it's good, bro, because we have the understanding, because we was going to JC and it was guys from the Army, fresh out of prison, fresh out of jail, dudes bringing their kids to practice. You get what I'm saying? So we had to tighten up quick. You know what I'm saying? So that for us, it's good it's for me, do it if it don't have no rules.
Oh, facts. Man, so I want to change the topic because we're talking about high school still. I want to talk about, units that's transferable to go to university. And I'll start it off because this was big. This was big, especially in high school for me. And then it's even bigger in JUCO. So everybody who says they want to go off to college, right? You don't need to take the SAT no more. We had to take it. All right. That just tells me it was never needed in the first place. Right. But at the same time, you needed certain classes and certain units in order to transfer to that school. I remember I remember we was getting letters, and I got a letter from Stanford, and Coach Mills like, Nash, you got a letter from Stanford. I said, man, there ain't no point of opening this, man. I got a C on my report card. I don't even need to worry about them coming
Straight
in
out.
here. Because if you ain't got all A's going to Stanford recruiting you, it's not even going to work out. But I don't think a lot of people understand, and it's not necessarily the kids' fault because they don't understand. And I kind of say it's the parents, but I put more on the counselor.
Administration.
Yeah, counselors, it's their job. But I think parents also need to advocate for their kids. Like when I came in my freshman year of high school, I remember I came late because I was on vacation. but I met with the counselor and she was like, what's your goals? I'm like, I want to go play football. And she put me in some dumb classes. And then I had to go back in there though, talk to the counselor again, like, look, are these classes transferable? And they had to change my schedule a little bit that first week. But me having this information that I wanted to play football, and a lot of people don't understand what they want to do at first. But I knew what I wanted to do. I had to advocate for myself in order for me to get to the next level. I know some kids who are not in classes that's going to help them get to the next level. Yeah, they might have A's and B's, but it's like none of these classes can transfer to a university. So I put it, we have so much education now. I put it on the kids and the parents, but at the same time, I believe the administrative and counselors definitely are doing injustice to these kids if they're not putting them in the right things they need to do to go to the next level. But what's your thoughts on this?
I blame the public school system. I don't blame the parents, because the parents, stuff change every 5 years. Stuff change every day.
But whose job is it to stay on top of all this?
I understand that, but if the counselor telling the parents the same thing they telling the kids, I'm blaming the public school system. I'm blaming the school system. Now, I got a couple parents up here that in Southern Utah who I got a tight knit group with, who I definitely am very resourceful for, and will give them all the resources that I have. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to take a few families down to a recruiting seminar along with like a combine camp with, bro, I'm talking about guys. They used to do rivals when I was coming up playing, but they do 247 sports now. So he was here. Then another dude from National Preps was up here. So this is like legit. These are legit guys that are giving you rankings, giving you get what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the stars. I'm just giving these parents the understanding that this is value. This is value. You're going to get the value coming to this. You get what I'm saying? So for me, they just were able to not necessarily, we were just able to partner for them to have more resources for their child. You know what I'm saying? So now they in a position of where I'm not talking to the counselor. I'm gonna go straight to Aaron. Why? Aaron is taking the time to put himself in this time. So parents might have 3-4 kids at the house. You know how it goes sometimes where they can't take that time for one kid to do that. They can't. And then some counselors know that. So some of the counselors is like, yeah, I can only meet for 30 minutes. Bam, I'm going to just give them this. And you get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of me and yous opening them up to, now some parents are going there and say, hey, can I get the transcript for the last, and I want to know if my kids, if they're taking college units. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then another thing I noticed is, bro, a lot of these kids are getting their associates in high school, bro, especially out here. You feel what I'm saying? So it's the public school system, but then again, it's like, damn, okay, if you get an associate's, you should be accepted to a university. Those are college, you get what I'm saying? So for me, I personally, this is what I brought it up to. This is how I talk to my parents out here. This is how I talk to the parents who are a part of my program. Get the goals from the mom. Get the goals from the dad. Get your child's goals. Everybody needs to meet as a togethership and figure this out. Because if your child wants to play football, this is a requirement right here. You need to figure out if they have transferable classes to go to this school. And if this, first off, I'm in a town where it's probably only 6 of me. So let's just hypothetically put it out there that the counselor knows how talented this child is, but has every power to hold this child back, to be a gatekeeper. So you don't do your research. Now you're depending on somebody else who won't even work as hard for their child to do something for your child, but not even understanding the skeletons that they got in their closet to where they don't even really want to help your child out. So yes, I public school system, parents who can't get involved, who don't want to get it. That's the thing. Parents who don't want to get involved. It's not that you can't. Parents
Yep.
who don't want to get involved, well, you might, if you got a business, hire them now. Hire
Yep.
them now. If you got a business, hire them now. So, because they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand real world. They're not going to understand that. So, like my thing is, but this right here is going to help parents go say, hey, can we get these transcripts? And it's some kids out here who ain't never talked to a college, but that'd be their first conversation. I guarantee you, I'll give them an email. Hey, this is San Diego State email right here. Email this coach and see if these are the correct classes and if they even transfer. I
Yep.
guarantee he gives you an answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even need to send film. He's gonna let you know if you can even come here. That's the first anything through any school you go to.
First.
Can you even come here?
Exactly.
How good you are, can you come here?
Yep.
Now, I was in a lucky situation. I was in a blessed situation where I had enough transferable units from junior college. I didn't have to I could have took junk classes.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me because of my talent, and they knew I took enough units to get into the school. Now we can do whatever with him now.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So it's some situations like that to where you are that good of a player. I'm not saying that I was just like that, but I was blessed enough to where a lot of things got overlooked. You get what I'm saying? So it's
They
some
do it
things
for a
which
lot.
you get what I'm saying? So especially if it's an institution like an NCAA institution where you can make them look good, come on now. There's a lot that they're gonna overlook so that you can get there. And look what I've done with my success. I didn't win, broke the record. You know what I'm saying? And I still got 7 units left.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So just to have the understanding to admit that is if anybody's asking why are you not coaching out of college or anything like that, I'm just a little held back because I'm not on a full scholarship, free schooling no more. You know what I'm saying? But don't put yourself in that situation.
Don't do it.
Don't put
Don't
yourself in that
do it.
situation of where you're just so excited. And look, this is one thing Arness told me too. You're more than football. You're bigger than football. I didn't come up here thinking that. I came up here just want to go to I just told myself I wanted to go to college. What you gonna do when you get to college?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the goals you gotta write. So as a man now growing into life, I have that better understanding. Would I press rewind? Hell yeah. But I know a lot more now that I can give to others. So just having that understanding, man, the parents, yes. So just to start off, I said the public school system, but parents, you got to care more. Parents, you got to care more because you already don't like the public school system, and you know that. You know that as a parent, you don't like the public school system. So do your due diligence to now make them do something that they don't normally do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Facts, bro. So let's get into this JUCO, bro, because this
You trying to
is
go back?
me. Nah.
You're not trying to go back and go 4 years at where would you go? Where would you go after your 2 years? No, you going to 4 years. Bro,
Where would
you'll
where
get
would
in
I
jam
go
by
if
the
I had four
Seahawks.
years left?
Yes.
I'm staying.
We're not gonna say where would you go. How many offers would you have from SAC after did y'all go back to back?
Yeah, we went back to back, but we lost. We lost 09 and we won 2010 in the championship game.
Yeah, you would and then you got 4 years. We got 4 years to bring this product here.
If I go back, yeah, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid, but I'm also at the same time, I'm making a smart decision on where I go. I'm making a smart decision.
With
But
money like that, I'm staying close to home. Yeah,
I'm
I hear
staying in
you.
Cali. I'm staying in Cali,
Yeah.
and I'm picking somewhere unconventional for everybody else because once again, you gotta be strategic. You
Leverage.
gotta
Leverage.
understand
Now that
business.
we thinking like, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta understand business. But for those who don't know, so JUCO, right? This law has been passed where you can play your 2 years and you still have eligibility of 4 years, like you're a freshman. Now, I believe they started this because of this transfer portal, and they see how a lot of high school kids, which I've seen it, and I'm pretty sure you see it, how kids who normally would get offers out of high school, they don't have that luxury. And they can't even do preferred walk on because they just cut the scholarships. So you only can have 105 at the NCAA level on your roster, and probably at a D2 or lower, it's probably less than that.
Less than
So
that.
now you got this whole process with JUCOs, man. What's your thought process about this whole thing? You think it's good? You think it's bad? What you think?
But I'm loving it. I love this. I love this. Do you know? I told you I'm development. I'm all about development, bro. I'm all about development. You go to a JC for and let's just say you wasn't a holdback
Mm-hmm.
and your body's not developed and your body is not ready, and you go to a place that's Mount Sac or a place that lift on game day, that take it serious, and that where the best athletes to compete at.
Yep.
Yeah, Mount Sac guys, get there, man. Come on now. So if you go to a place like that, I personally think you're 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 going to be ready for you're D1. It's not nothing under D1. It's nothing under D1. It's nothing under D1 unless you screw everything over. But you won't even have that opportunity to have D1s because you screwed everything over. So
exactly.
yes, like bro, like I love this. Like I really love it. It gives kids the ability to value themselves more in a program and to understand the value that they bring to a program rather than, oh, I gotta go kill for 2 years. I'm about to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what I gotta do to get his spot. I don't care if I gotta mentally tear him up. I don't care if I gotta put something in his locker or give. It's no longer like I don't. If you want it, you gotta go get it now.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want it, you gotta go get it now because this is food for everybody to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's chew time. You know what I'm saying? So I love it, man. I really love it, man. I really love it. It gives, truth be told, if you get to a D1 and you mess up coming from a D2, you got a shorter leash.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
out of there after your first spring ball. Like, you get what I'm saying? We only giving you this 16-week window to prove yourself. Some only get 8. We expecting you to come here and, bro, I'm not gonna say we got guys from high school, but we got guys that are in our system already that are developed. So we want you to come in right now developed. And if you see the dynamic, the way football is going, I think everybody should start holding their kids back. You're going against, like, they're going to be stronger, faster, and bigger than you off the rip.
Exactly.
Just they're going to be stronger, faster, and bigger than you. So unless you're a Travis Hunter, like they said, he might be the only unicorn with 2 horns.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know when we're going to get another Travis Hunter. Deion Sanders played both ways in 2 sports. I mean, and still is amazed with this. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's rare that you're going to get that again. So take advantage of the things that don't have rules. Take advantage of the things that don't have rules. You go to JC for 2 years and you got the opportunity to go 4. That's it. You should, in fact, I don't know how this is going to go. Correct me if I'm wrong. Get your master's in 6 years now.
True. You could, for sure. Facts.
Like, if that's 2, and then you go get your bachelor's in 2.
They could get it faster than that because most likely some of them guys are going to be qualifiers in JUCO, so they don't need to get their AA.
Right. So you're going to already have it. Yeah. Ain't none of that. You have to get an associate's degree.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get it. So you're not going anywhere without the 100. What is it? 60 or 120? I think it's 60. 60 units. 60 transferable units. Did anything like that change yet?
No.
That type of stuff hasn't changed. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I love it, bro. I love it. I love the 2-year development, 4-year acceleration. 2-year development, 4-year acceleration. Like, you're not supposed to spend those 4 years in college. Just to let you JC guys know. Just to let y'all know. You going up there and you spending a year, you're spending that football season, that next football season, you should be able to go to the league after that year. All you need to do, if you're really serious about it, you only need to be in a system for, I think, 2 semesters. Spring
Shoot,
ball and then summer
at,
workouts. I think summer workouts and spring ball is like the hardest you're gonna get at college, right?
oh yeah, facts, facts,
That's it. That's all I need.
facts.
Not me, like not. That's all I think you need, especially coming from JC.
So, I mean, this whole process, this whole JUCO thing is going to be very interesting. I think it's very good as well. I think it gives an opportunity for guys who um, want to continue playing and they'll have an opportunity to extend their career and they actually get money. I always equate like what's the benefit of it? Benefit of it. So they can make money in JUCO. So if you have a big enough name, brand yourself, you can still make money in JUCO. So you're not hurting like you used to be when we was going to JUCO. So that's a
Yeah,
benefit.
that's just that stipend right quick, and
Yeah,
then splitting rent.
that's a benefit right there, right? Now at the same time, I think this is going to hurt a lot of JUCOs though, because now you're going to have an influx of more kids coming into JUCO. And let's be honest, California has the most JUCOs in America. California alone.
Bring the Arizona ones back.
How many are actually good in California? Probably six. And I'm talking about consistently.
Yeah,
Probably
we talking
six.
about history,
Yeah.
and we
We
talking
talking
about
about
from NorCal down to
ex-
SoCal. We not talking about
exactly.
just SoCal. We talking about California. Like we
Exactly.
hear the teams you always hearing about.
So if there's only six teams and everybody else is mediocre, bro. Now, don't get me wrong, there's dudes who still come out of there, but you got to be special because coaches want to go everywhere. But at the same time, they also not going everywhere. Like there's a lot of kids like, and we PCC, right? They in the neighborhood. They went undefeated. Like they went 9-10, or like 10-0, and then 9-1. The last 2 years. I think on that team, I think only like 8 guys signed out of 2 years. Now I'm not. I gotta fact check this, right? But Mount Sac, they'll get 8 guys after the fall, and they'll get
They'll get
another
guys.
eight,
They'll get portal like type. Yeah,
and they'll get another 8 guys in the spring that's gonna sign.
that's the history. San Mateo is getting guys out spring ball.
You feel me? So if we're talking about how many teams, I mean, how many people are actually going to benefit from this? Yeah, more kids are going to come in, but now it's just going to be more blowouts. It's going to be more kids getting exposed. And yes, you might have kids get out. Yes, you might have it. But what I don't like about it is because you're going to have more kids start going to JUCO and they getting out, I always say this. Are they playing? And a lot of guys who recently they transferred from JUCO to a university, they not playing. That ain't supposed to be the case. When you transfer out from JUCO, you supposed to be on the field. That's the whole point of you going to JUCO.
Man, you supposed to be coaching.
you you supposed to be running the defense unless you
The
can't pick
whole
it up.
you
So
can't pick it up. You shouldn't
um,
be there. And they only got you because of your size. So they'll find a position for you. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not developed and you're not ready to go,
but it's also disheartening though because I know some kids because they didn't get a scholarship and they normally would, they don't even want to play football because they think JUCO is below them. And it's just like, man, I don't know why you're thinking like that because some of your top athletes went JUCO first, and then they went on to be in the
yeah.
NFL, be in the NBA, do something great. So,
So for me, you know what you just reminded me of? That hell week at Mount Sac when they make you do all that running in the first 2 weeks, and then you
mm-hmm.
come back and you see 150 guys, then you come back and only see 75. Like,
Yeah,
you don't want it.
tough.
You don't want it. You don't want it. Straight out, you don't want it. If you think, oh, I gotta compete with a grown man, hell yeah. That's how your life should have been. You should have been doing that.
Yeah.
You get that you should have been doing that. So now turn it on a little quicker. Turn it up a little quicker. You feel me? And then, man, a lot of these dudes' careers is shorter and they're able to do a lot of stuff after. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, like that's the biggest thing. Like that's the good thing about like this NIL. You could get in, do everything you love, and then just get out with your full one piece. Full
Bounce.
one piece with your
That's why I
feet
love it.
good, your neck good, your body, your head, no CTE, no nothing. So I love it, man. I like the changes that it's making. Of course, I don't like that I ain't a part of these changes, man. I wish I can, what's his name? Benjamin Button on him. But shit, we gotta give it back to him.
Yep, for sure. And I want to address something about NIL, and I just want to how I think they fix it. I think with guys who come in, and they highly paid and they don't play, I think it should be based off whoever is the highest paid at position, whoever start get that cash though. That's how I think you create competition. So,
But then that's what I was gonna say too. Because what if I'm a good marketer, but I ain't good on that field? I could
then
go.
but I'm talking about your collective money that you get from the school. Whatever you get from yourself, that's you.
Yeah, okay.
But whatever the starting position, so let's just use Manning because he was a highly paid backup, right? And still one of the highest paid. If he get more than the quarterback yours, and I don't know if he was or not, but if he let's say he was, I'm like, hey, y'all gonna have to switch the money because he's starting. So now it's gonna create like some competition. So now if I play corner and I transfer in, and there's another dude, he was the highest paid, and I start, we need to change. We need to
You gonna
change
get
back.
somebody killed.
Hey,
You playing with my money.
it's competition at this
It
point.
is, but you gonna get somebody. You gonna have somebody cut that. You gonna have somebody Gilbert Arenas in that locker room, man. You gonna have somebody Gilbert Arenas in that locker room if you think it's ways. Of course, it's ways. Don't get me wrong, and I'm joking when I say that, but it's like, bro, that's like, bro, shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the league. Hey, that's the league, bro. I was on the team. Bowling one week had 2 picks in the game. I came back, he's like, yeah, you gonna be on the you not on the travel. I'm like, damn. I start thinking about every bill. I'm like, man, yeah, right. You get what so I'm not.
Look, they say competition breeds success. Hey, everybody level of play gonna rise. I tell you that.
Shit gets spooky, man.
And so I want to get back to JUCO though but JUCO also give opportunities for guys who messed up. Rest in peace to my boy Carell. Had him on my podcast, Everything Uncovered. Changed his life from he was banging out in the streets, and then once he got out, when we got into JUCO, we only 17, 18 years old. He was 24, 25 already. But he changed the trajectory. He got a scholarship to D2. Now, his story, he went from D2, got invited to a pro day in D2. Now, for those who don't know, in D2, it ain't like pro days at the D1. Everybody don't do a pro day. You got to be invited to the pro day.
Yeah, so, like a team has to pick, like they got to knock your door down. They got to let you know we want to come watch him.
And they're only doing a select few. I don't know how many is invited to D2, D3 combine workout, but
when I was here, I know it was only 5 of us. When I at Dixie, they only invited 5 of us, but it was COVID, so they had to cancel everything. So they only wanted to see these guys. They only wanted to see these guys, and they wanted to see 5 of us, including within that 5, 2 guys from SUU.
See,
so I understand.
So he didn't change his life. He was out in the street doing his thing, changed his life, got a scholarship, and then actually got to work out with the CFL. Now, if he didn't get in no trouble, he probably would have. So you talking about somebody who's getting locked up, being somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, changed his life, and almost made it professionally. So that's what JUCO can give you, and it don't need to be right away. Like I said, he was 24, 25. So people also need to understand, like, man, if you for some odd reason fall out of love with sports and you want to get back into it, I'm not going to tell you to go to JUCO. I'll tell you to go to another route, but that's just my opinion. But if you want to go that route, you can go to JUCO anytime, any point.
Man, that's crazy you bring that up because my personal own experience was me fresh out. My brother telling the coaches, yeah, don't even worry about it. These corners ain't gonna be starting this week. My brother coming home. And I wasn't nobody like that. I just got in a situation where I was down for a minute and I couldn't
Yep.
be there. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I just was having dreams of Mount Sac, bro. I just was having dreams of him. I just didn't know. So I asked my brother, like, what is it out there, bro? I really had a dream and seen both sides of life, bro. If I committed to doing what I was doing, I seen that side. And if I didn't see myself winning a championship my first
Mm-hmm.
year out and going to play, but that was in the realms of my commitment. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, bro, like, man, JC is a JC is like baptism, man. What you talking about, man? It's JC like baptism, man. This is to give you your second chance. You feel me, to come back new. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it did for me. You know what I'm saying? I know some people are like now preparing to go to JC, and
Mm-hmm.
and that, which is like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You
Exactly.
always shoot for the stars, and if the JC just so happened to be the star right up under the like moon or something, that's where he landed you at. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little personal experience of what I had. You know what I'm saying? But I like the whole JC move, bro. I like the way it's going, and I like the way it is.
It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. I can't wait, man. Can't wait. I can't wait to Mount Sac. For y'all who don't know, we both went to Mount Sac.
Sack
Both
dog.
play corner. You feel me? Um,
Started corner, man.
Aaron, did y'all win? Did y'all win the ship when y'all was there?
Won the ship 2014. Yep, sure did. Me and Glass was there. Me, Glass,
Mm-hmm.
right? So many Dina relatives on the squad.
Uh,
It was, and then I think your year it was a lot of Dina reps too.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying, bro. We Mount Sac ain't gonna win a championship again until they get some kids from Dina off there.
Coach Rod always hit me up. He said, "Ike, who you got down there?"
Who
I
you
said,
got? Yeah, man. We won in 2014, and they just went back in 2024, 10 years later, and lost.
"Yeah, yep, they sure did. They sure
I'm
did,
tight,
man."
like, man. Like, I want them to win, but I know we was the last ones to win that. So I mean, yeah, it was, and like I said, that JC experience, Mount Sac is different.
Different.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. If you decide to go to Mount Sac, I don't know who the coaches are there now, but I just know I got to Dixie State. Nobody around me worked. Nobody around me put in work like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Sac showed me how to really hone in on what's important. And I think it was just because everybody around us was hungry. When you had JC, when you had JUCO, just had this understanding. We lived across the street, but we had a 2 bedroom and 8 people lived with us.
The struggle, man. They don't understand.
Whatever happened to you, whatever it does to your mental, let it do, because that's how we was. We wasn't stacked on top of each other, but we found a way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So JC was the biggest. It was the biggest growth for me, and one of my like, it's something I still talk about, and I'm an adult,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still talk about JC, and everybody who I see that I went to JC with, they remember the times that we was there. You know what I'm saying? So JC, you can build some camaraderie there, man. I'm cooler with the guys at my JC from Mount Sac and over the time than I am at the guys I went to school with for 3 years.
Oh, facts, facts. Hey, I don't know. Some keep going in and out. I don't know if it's your earphones or not. But when you're talking, it go low for a little bit. Yeah, no, that's facts, man. That's facts. JUCO, man, Mount Sac, nothing but love. Shoot, shout out to my team. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame during COVID. That 2010, 2011 team. We went back to back years, and it's a blessing, bro. And there's a brotherhood. And when they say where champions compete, that's legit right there. That is legit, legit all the way. So, bro, I wanna talk about I want to talk about this topic, bro.
Can you
So
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right.
I want to talk about this topic, bro. So we got corny and dudes that just don't know no better, right? And
Uh-huh.
in football, you know, you got a helmet on for most of the time. So people really can't see who you are. They don't know you like basketball, baseball, where you know you're gonna be your face is gonna be seen. But now
Yeah.
we got guys who got money now, right? And I've run across this. So, you know, we playing in arena football. Arena football, we ain't getting paid like that, but you making some money, right? And you know, you don't realize upbringings make dudes act a certain way. So I have a couple of boys, right, where they from the South. We go out and, you know, they try, hey, I'll pay this, I'll do all this for you, this and that. And it's like, bro, you don't even need to do that. Just be yourself, bro. What you think about this, man? Now that guys have money, they never talked to girls prior to this. Now that they got money, though, they think they getting females, but it's really because only of the money. What you think about this, and how you think they should handle themselves, man?
I can't tell nobody how to handle themselves, but money is an enhancement. I'll tell you straight out. So money is an enhancement. And it's going to allow you to do the things that you always wanted to ever do. Like just straight out, it's going to allow you. So um, if you corny, now you got the keys to the cornfield. You get what I'm saying? And you growing corn now. Types. I ain't like that's just what it is. Like you can't. I don't. I ain't judging nobody pockets. I ain't judging nobody money. It for me, it's just like I can't. I don't. For me, it's just like that's just how he was blessed enough to do that. He was blessed enough to get that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's just like I don't really know how to necessarily like more so explain because it's like you still the same person to me. I number one, I'm not ever gonna outgrow myself. I'm gonna be the same giver, the same. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the same funny, charismatic young man I am. Young, funny, cool, chill, crack jokes here and there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always gonna be that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Network resourcing and stuff like that. So the people who really know me are gonna know who I am. I ain't
Yep.
gotta enhance myself for nobody. And money really gonna do for me is allow us to come together more. The people tighten it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you never had it, I don't think that you should. I don't. Money, no money. So you could tell when somebody ain't never had no money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, yeah, if you corny, you go and get the keys to the cornfield.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I can't really say too much about it, but money is not everything, man. Like money is not everything. Like you'll lose sight of more things with money than you will without money.
True. True.
Like because you overlook stuff. You think everything is taken care of. Perfect example, Southern Utah. These parents think they got enough money to keep putting their kids, sending these kids to these camps, right? Keep sending your kids to camps. They keep putting their money into these kids. Why are y'all kids not training? Y'all got these kids going to camps without even understanding football. Y'all, they don't even understand this or that. So, man, I'm around some of the corniest people with the most money. And yes, they have the keys to the cornfield because they
Yep.
think they money gonna get them further than work. So be it. That's on y'all because you've done it in your business. You think that it's this easy in another business because you've done it like that. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. This is a physical and mental game, and you can make it a long or a short game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you could have we'll give you a corn man hat.
Yeah. See, see, my advice, and yeah, people don't have to listen to it. My advice is you gotta set some boundaries though, because we are in a stage where people. I mean, we see what's going on with Shannon Sharp. Man, he announced he about to come up with some money, and he got a lawsuit coming out. Now I don't know the full situation, but if you lead with money, people also going to try to take your money because they see how you doing it. So if you don't set boundaries with these people, they're gonna take advantage of you. At the same time, of course, everybody can do what they want, but at the same time, it's how you conduct yourself. Like if we cool, you shouldn't act different just because females come around. Like that's what I don't like, right? Your demeanor or your character change because females come around. You gotta act like, man, I have friends like that, and I
I'm
tell them
like that.
like,
I'm around people like that every day, bro.
I'm like that
I'm
ain't
around people. Oh yeah, I'm around
like
people
that.
like that every single day, and it don't bother me. I just stay away from them because real don't mix with fake. And I'm not the realest person on the field. I'm not the realest person in the field. I'm not the realest individual. I know that I keep it real with myself before I keep it real with anybody else. So if I see that I'm not doing that, bro. It's just so many, bro. It's so many. Like now that you didn't say that, you made me think about so many people who I used to put myself around and try to like question why I can't be cool with them. I used to be like, damn, why ain't cool with me like they cool with him? But I'm like, as soon as I seen them doing something, I'm asking them, like, bro, you really do that? That's crazy. I didn't even. And then
But
it's like, oh,
but
you know,
the thing is with me, it's like because I don't judge nobody. I understand people. I let them do what they do. And when they ask me, I'm like, I just wouldn't do that. And they'd be like, what would you do? And I tell them, they'd be like, Arness, everybody not like you. I said, I agree. Everybody not like you either, but you won't know because you don't know who you are though. You lead with this. And you keep getting the result happening to you where it don't work out for you. Man, she really wasn't for me, or man, they only wanted me because of my money. You leading with money though. If you leading with it, what you expect to happen? I don't understand. If I give you honesty and truth and I give you money at the end, you gonna be respectful of the money, but you be like, shoot, he was honest and truthful with me. I respect that more than anything. The
I
money is a
respect that
bonus.
more than anything. The money is a bonus. The money is
Yeah.
appreciation. So
But
that's my.
if you leading with that, hey, that's all that's gonna happen to you, buddy. I'm
That's
sorry to
it.
say. Sorry to say.
Yeah. I
So
deal with that. I deal with that a lot out here, man. I deal with that a lot out here. I deal with that a lot out here. Like I deal with that a lot out here. Just to touch on it.
so you guys NIL, you guys who getting this bag, please, man, don't be making a fool of yourself, man. You gotta
Don't,
have
man.
integrity.
Don't be yourself. Yeah. Look up even if you got to write it 100 times with the definition, man. Integrity. What are you doing when somebody else is not looking? Now you do the same
Mm-hmm.
stuff that you're doing when they're not looking. You can do when they are looking. Be you 100%. Don't know. I don't. And listen, man, you told me this. God judge people. You get what I'm saying? So you're gonna get judged. They're not people, but his disciples. You get me? So you're gonna get judged. You're gonna get judged. And it's not how they judging you, man. It's how secure you are within yourself.
Yep.
It's how secure you are within yourself. So don't go thinking that money does enhance you, man. It can enhance you in a negative way and it can enhance you in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? So back to the start of the conversation, build your foundation
Foundation.
upright to where you got a firm foundation and is grounded to where you're gonna stand on it and not be moved.
Mm-hmm. No, facts. Bro, let's go back to high school, bro, because I want to get your opinion on how high school was for you. And I'll start off with this, bro. So I've told my story all the time, right? I hate school, right? I've hated high school, I didn't like college. And I'm talking about the learning component of it, as far as in that setting. I love learning. I just don't like learning in the classroom and learning information I don't care about. But bro, I hated school with a passion. Coach Mills even know I would not go to school, but I would go to practice every day faithfully. I love sports. If it wasn't for sports, I don't know what I'll do because I wouldn't go to school. I couldn't rock with it. So I hated school with a passion, but at the same time, I appreciated being around the guys and being around my teammates and that love. What I didn't appreciate, and I don't think it's talked about, I think high school is one of the worst 4 years of your life based off how people see you. Like it's so critical. So I talked about how when I was younger, I understood who I was. It's a lot of people in high school who don't know who they are. So when you get to high school, everybody talking about you in a negative light because everybody is talking about somebody. It's just all bad in high school. That really can mold you and the individual you gonna be in your future. Like I got a friend, he was talked about so much in high school. When he got out of high school, you feel me? His focus was on girls and this and that. And it was just like, why are you worried about that? He's like, because in high school, that's how they saw me. Like, bro, that's over with though. Like, we got to move on. There's other things in life. But high school, bro, it really can hurt you, bro, because it's so crazy how like kids. Let's talk about this. And I wasn't there, but it's parents who don't have financial means. So however your parents are financially, you gotta wear the clothes, shoes, stuff like that. So you got kids coming to school and they best, and it ain't better than somebody else's. And people gonna talk about you. You know how demoralizing that is every day, bro, for 4 years, unless something changed. Like you got on some fake Jordans, they talking about you, you got Shaqs on. Like, bro, I
I
don't
tell
think
y'all,
people
man,
understand. I don't think people understand, bro, how high school can be it can be a wonderful thing, friendship, stuff like that. But it also can be a negative, bro. My experience in high school was not negative at all. I played sports, I stayed quiet, stayed to myself, and did my thing. But for other people, they need to understand it ain't all, you know, rah rah all the time for
bro,
everybody.
bro, bro. How did Austin feel? Everybody talked about him wearing the same backpack and the Crocs every day. But look, this is what I said. I'm like, shit. He was securing himself. He was doing that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But then you got fortunate. Can't really name them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, less fortunate kids who was trying to show off for the other kids because of them seeing the other kids have stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then bro, that's crazy, bro. That is actually like humbling that you said that, bro. It's actually
Cause nobody think of it like that, bro. Nobody thinks of it like that.
no, bro. It's actually really humbling that you said that because we really blessed. I'm gonna say we blessed because we. I don't know, bro. Like high school was so fun. Way of like when you bring it up like that made us come back to school. So for me, I can ask, where's the trauma in that?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how it was for the nigga that didn't like Batman
Exactly.
that was chasing us all over campus and shit when we told him, screw Batman, Russell. Like I'm just like just
You thinking on the other side now. You see it from the other side.
yeah, bro, that is crazy. Like you giving the punches and taking the punches is totally different, bro. Because bro, I'm man, bro, God is so good, man, that you even bringing this up, bro. It's a kid here in St. George, and some parents have already let me know, like, yeah, this kid has dropped a hard R twice. I'm like, okay, that's bullying, right? Wait, what? You know that's bullying, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants a reaction out of you. So when you give him that reaction and he don't get in trouble, that's
Yep.
when like you gotta understand you gotta understand what environment you in. You gotta understand what trigger points that they would like that some people would try to, get to you. I said so you gotta be a lot better with how you moving with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta be a lot better with how you move with yourself and think about it.
Yeah, bro. So how was it? Cause you thought about it from the other side. How was high school for you, bro?
I was on the other side, bro. I was literally the one like bagging on everybody, but I was also getting bagged on too. Like
Yeah.
we was always like I said, we always we never needed anything. We always wanted stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
like we was for us to be the Simpson boys, we was dressed pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
we was I don't know. Now that you're saying that, like I don't know what cool was. Cause now it's like I had people bag on shoes one day. Yeah, like I don't know what. Like now I'm like, dang, okay, so it's just I don't know. It's like for me, it's I was kind of on both sides of I was kind of on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was dishing it out and I was taking it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always
Hmm.
the younger one who was always respected by older like my older peers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I wasn't never scared of nothing. So that's kind of how I got my nickname, Squirm. I'm practicing with y'all.
yep.
You get what I'm saying? Running around on the field and Huck like squirming around here. So I mean, it's for me. I mean, it's yeah. I think I was on both sides, bro. I delivered and I received. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
delivered and I received, and I'm more so with my humor and the type of person I am. I more so remember the deliverance side.
Hmm.
I've always won that side rather than the receiving side. Like it was always like I know if my friend came back, they gonna come get me to you get me
Yeah.
like so it was for me. I had a good experience in high school, man. I had a real good experience in high school. Now I didn't graduate from a regular high school.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
graduate like y'all did. I didn't. I added so many distractions on myself, bro. I barely even graduated high school. If I tell y'all how I graduated high school, you'll be like, "Oh, bro, you one of the dumbest people I've ever met." I did not know that. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, I had to do it like I was at Rose City.
And explain Rose City because a lot of people don't understand.
Rose City is a continuation school uh in Pasadena, California, where it's a trouble youth school. Let's just say that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it was a JC. It was your second chance for you to get back to your for you to get back to your regular high school. If you couldn't, if you wanted to be lazy and you wanted to stay lazy, they had something for you. You wasn't gonna
Yep.
graduate and you was gonna be here, but if you wanted to actually, if they seen you applying yourself, you could have went back, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Once I figured out I couldn't play football and it was already like time, I'm like, I'm staying here. So for me, I didn't even really graduate with a class of anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it for me, it was like high school experience was everything I made it. From my freshman year, I played varsity. I got moved up to varsity for playoffs and dressed. Could have played,
Hmm.
but something happened during that week, and I messed up as a kid, and I only could get on the bus and dress, wear my jersey. So Mills like, you wearing a jersey, and you gonna come to the game. All right, cool. Next year, starting quarterback. Junior year, starting quarterback. That's when it got ugly. So my high school experience was so fun, bro. I was on the delivering side and I was on the receiving side. And you gotta understand I'm a middle child too. So I had a younger brother that was looking up to me, and I had an older brother I was looking up to, but
Hmm.
also was getting on me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a great experience, bro. I really gotta give it to God to for placing people like you, Trump, Twan, Joey Jackson, Mills,
Hmm.
a lot of y'all around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for that my first year in high school because that really taught me a lot being around y'all.
Yeah. Nah. High, like I said, high school had some fun moments, but I hated everything about school.
Yeah, I
I
don't like
almost,
school.
I
Don't get me wrong. The
almost
only
didn't.
reason why I went to school was because of football. So
The only reason why I almost didn't go to prom because I had so many absences. Like my mom had to write a note for me to get an unexcused absences removed, but I couldn't go to prom grad night because I had so many absences. I'm like, it is what it is, man. So that school for those guys who were bullied, I feel for y'all, but for a lot of high school, it was fun, but not for everybody. Y'all just need to think about that. It wasn't fun for everybody.
it
Okay.
wasn't fun for everybody, y'all. I'm telling y'all straight like that. I didn't. It was only fun for me because I'm a fun human. You know what I'm saying? I made the worst situations the funniest, and I still do that in my life now. So I was always able to turn sugar to diamonds. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I looked at it. So with me having that ability, I never really had too many down points in my life except for where I added a lot upon myself and I I had to deal with whatever I added.
Mm-hmm. Man, let's get to last question, man, because and this is big. So we kind of shared your journey of transitioning out of. Actually, I want to say that for the next show. I want to ask you this question: when did you know you were that guy on the field? When did you find out for you personally, not other people telling you, but when you knew?
When I led a huddle my freshman year, I led a whole
Mm,
entire huddle. I knew I was, but no, I knew. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This probably one of the biggest things that this probably one of the only things I give my dad credit for is leadership. Leadership. Like I was always playing quarterback, bro. I've
mm-hmm,
always played quarterback. Passing the Panthers, I played quarterback. Um, Growing up, I've always been in a quarterback position. I've always been in a leadership position. So, um, I've always felt like do this or I could do that. Like even at DB, where we don't even get the ball thrown to us that much, I still
mm-hmm.
felt like I was the. This is my island on this side, and you can't get in here unless you're not getting in here. So I feel like I've always had like that dog leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Now, of course, I'm enhancing ways to be a better leader.
Mm-hmm.
But just when I found out, I think I found out when I was like number 10 for the Panthers, and I'm throwing the farthest on my team. And my dad, like, see, they picked you to be quarterback because you know what I'm saying? You know the game. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that's when I've always felt like I've been a leader. I've always felt like that I could lead. I've always felt like that I had those qualities, you know what I'm saying? Just because
Yeah.
of those positions I've put in. So like when is the time you felt like when is the time that you felt like when is the time that you felt like you became a leader or realized that you was a leader? Like it could have even been in church. It don't even have to be in sports. We so sports oriented, you know what I'm saying? So I just say sports was the first time that I realized more about myself. You know what I'm saying? So for you, you had a different upbringing than I did. When did you figure out like when, you were a leader?
Being a leader, hmm. I thought I was a leader in high school, but I really didn't know what it was. I
Mm-hmm.
think I became a leader once I start training because more people was looking for me for to guidance and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I think leadership it's not only an example but also speaking as well. That's what in high school I didn't speak. I just led by example. So now being a father, a husband, um, I understand in training young men and women. I understand it's more than just being an example. I have to communicate in the way that everybody can take it. So I think that's when once I started training, once I was done playing professionally. But as far as when did I know that I was the guy on the field, even with all my accolades at PHS, and I'm a very humble guy. I would never like I was this, I was that. I always felt like I can get better. And looking back on it, reflecting back on it, I guess when it wasn't necessarily I knew it, it was told to me when we went to Mount Sac. So of course when you're in high school and everybody knows you, right? Everybody's saying the same thing, but it's not till you go to a different environment and you hear like, hey, y'all can play. So Coach Meat, who was at UCLA, he was at Mount Sac. Actually, I was supposed to go to Fullerton. I had some offers, but there was some D2s. And I told my parents, I said, if it ain't a full scholarship, I'm not going. So
Yeah.
Austin told me, he said, hey, Coach Meat want me to pick you up and we're going to go to Mount Sac and we're going to practice. You got to bring your cleats. So I pull up my cleats. We go up to Mount Sac. Now, this is when we still in high school, but we got to sign a waiver to practice. So
Practice, yeah.
we sign a waiver. I'm thinking we about to work. I'm not thinking we about to do one-on-ones. I'm not thinking any of this. So we start doing drills, and then it's releases. We got to do releases. Now, we're going against Matt Austin. This is Jesse Canada. These guys went on to play at the next level. Matt Austin actually went to the Seahawks after he went to Utah State. Jesse just came back from Cal. He just bounced back from Cal. And we don't know these guys. None of us. Me and Austin, we don't know these guys. And after practice, the receivers came up to us and like, y'all about to be freshmen? Bro, y'all come up here right now. Y'all gonna start. This is guys who's already been in college.
Already really the system.
Telling us as freshmen about to come in, yeah, bro, y'all come up here right now. Y'all gonna start. Like, we need y'all. So that was like, okay, like, all right, we own. I'm owning something. You feel me? Like, yeah. I was already confident. I wasn't scared. It was just like, you don't know until you get around some guys who supposedly they're the guy. And then when they telling you like, yeah, y'all stamp, like, yeah, y'all it. That's kind of like, okay, I'm on the right journey. If I keep doing this, it can be better. But that's when I knew for me, like, hey, I got something. I'm almost there.
Yeah. I had a couple sessions like that with a couple of guys. But I think with football, it's just we've always had it. But like you said, we never really knew. That's just like kids here in St. George. They think it's Instagram football, not even understanding the work that you put in. So we knew how good we was because of the work we put in. We just didn't apply the work to people who were putting in the same work as us.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you could work with somebody who's from your city every single day, and they could tell you that you need to fix this, you need to fix that. But now when we go out the city, now you get what I'm saying, and now you stepping in somebody who done already been in the system. You stepping in front of them, and they still giving you that they giving you that understanding that you didn't did your thing. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's love right there. That's love. Yeah, so I think we've always been leaders, bro. I think we've always been leaders on and off the field. We just had angels. God sent us angels to realize that we need to start in these roles more through different times. You know what I'm saying? Because we were very much so leaders on the field. Like you said, you led by example. I led by example, bro. You would never hear me talk crap. I joke around with it. On the field, I'm locked in, bro. Yep. Don't say nothing to me. I don't care if you could cuss me out, bro. You could talk about anybody in my family. I don't care. You still have to run this route. You still got to get open. I don't care what you say to me. So that's not gonna bother. I've always been that kind of player, bro. So I can see that, man, with having an understanding of, you know, self-control and understanding your leadership aspects.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. So, bro, this is the wrap for the day, man. Any other topics that you want to talk about before, real quick, or we can save it for next week?
No, we can save it for the next one, man. I think you know, we kind of touched on them, and we gonna keep them interested and stuff like that. We keep them going. This was good for the first one, if you ask me. I think it's a lot of insight. We're gonna keep that going into the next time.
So, man, y'all, let us know what y'all think about this first show. This is Flag on the Culture.
Flag on the Culture, man. Coach Ike,
Aaron,
Coach Squirm.
You got Aaron. You got me, Arness. You feel me? We gonna come back next week, bringing some more fire. Like I said, y'all let us know what y'all think, bro, and we gonna tap in, man.
We'll see y'all later, man. Tap in with us. Let us know what topics y'all want to hear, man. God bless y'all.
Exactly. Facts. All right, bro.
See y'all later, man. It's for the culture.
For the culture.